Let's discuss who's gonna go first.
Yeah.
I don't know how to code before this week. I knew nothing about it, and so after learning through Code Academy, learn how to create a website, how to insert images, and how to link stuff, and so on.
Yeah, I also learned a lot of JavaScript. I don't think I'll ever use that in my life, but it's a good learning experience.
Yeah, I went from like not knowing a single code to knowing a bit of JavaScript, and I realized it's hard. So I learned jQuery as well, which is a simplified version of JavaScript. That's about it.
I think the biggest challenge I faced was that after I put a code in, the website doesn't look as I imagined, and that's kind of annoying sometimes. So I have to like alter them. I have to like change it. That was pretty hard thing to do.
Well, I found that my websites always look really ugly when I try to use HTML and CSS, and that took a long time to fix.
Well, I wanted to create a leaderboard or a high score board for my website, but then it required some using client. It required modifying files in local storage or servers or caches, which was the hardest thing that I've ever tried. I ended up failing, to be honest.
Yes, I'll do it again because I think there's more stuff to do. There's more than HTML and C. So what I did was HTML and CSS. There's like more language and there's more to it. So yeah.
Yeah, practice makes perfect.
I think it was better than just sitting around at boring classes. English. And since I kind of blog for a hobby, I think it'll be very useful to tweak around in my website. But I wouldn't do this full time again.
I'm not sure actually. I'll see. It depends where I'll be working and which direction I'll be heading. I don't know if I can actually use it or not.
Yeah, again, I probably won't use this, but it's a good learning experience.
As I say, I might use it in my blog, and that's the only uses that I can think of right now.
For me, primarily at least, it was more CSS and HTML, being able to incorporate that and create not a blank page or a white page with black text on it, but actually adding background images, things that make it look somewhat more professional. But of course, it's all work in progress. We are generally speaking on a very rudimentary level, and there's definitely more we can learn.
What did I learn from this course? Well, yeah, same as Spencer. I spent my first few days pretty much learning HTML, CSS, and today on the final day I learned a bit of JavaScript to get a few other things on my website working. But basically what I do with the HTML and CSS will just be to make websites and maybe do that in the future too.
Yeah, I think I did the same thing as Tom. I just learned the basics of HTML and CSS and just to make a simple website.
For me, at least, there were various pitfalls and errors that came along throughout the making of my still incomplete website. First, on the first day, actually, I first had the issue of my HTML file, for whatever reason, deleting all of its text and stuff. So all it had was system error on it. It magically added system error to it, so it had a blank page. I had to fix that too. And also another issue would be actually trying to figure out how to put in the applets, how to put in many things that keep on going buggy or keep on making the website look incredibly weird and out of shape.
Well, off the top of my head, I can think of two kind of obstacles I faced while programming. One was when I was trying to program a hover over sound button in a way. So whenever you hover over an image, it'll play a sound, and that took me a while to get done. And second, I have a really sick mixtape on my website, except the problem is it's really uncalibrated, so the buttons are out of place, and I'm currently dealing with that problem right now.
The challenges that I faced were really simple, just the details like forgetting to put a semicolon here or not knowing how to program this, so I would just figure out how to do that.
Well, I suppose I would, but of course, as said by Vivian, of course, first incorporating try and check more things, try to make sure I put in the semicolon, try to make sure I put in that bracket, or else my website looks incredibly deformed and demented, and also many other things. But I would definitely consider programming again and doing more programming in the future.
In terms of ELOs, I probably will not do programming again, since I will probably take this opportunity to try other things in future years. But in terms of programming in general, I probably will continue using this, and I thought it was pretty helpful.
Yeah, I agree with Alan. I'm going to continue pursuing programming outside of ELOs in class, but I don't think I'll continue doing the ELO programming.
Well, definitely there is a lot of incorporation and similarity between making forum posts and actually making HTML programming. So I post on various forums. I am a very active poster on two to three forums. Alan knows a few. The point is that I go on them a lot, and a lot of it uses the breaks, the HL. A lot of that is actually very, very similar or identical to HTML, and I believe that by learning HTML and even CSS, I'll be able to incorporate and better utilize form functions and make my posts full of rainbows and better colors.
For me, what I'll probably use from the CLO probably just be my knowledge of HTML, whether it be applying it or just going onto websites, analyzing their HTML. So like now their HTML isn't as foreign or alien to me as it used to be, since I previously didn't know much at all about it.
I would probably use it in future years where I might intern at my dad's job. So
I learned a lot about jQuery and JavaScript, and I learned how to apply it to HTML and CSS, which I had already kind of knew before coming into this week.
I learned the basics of HTML and CSS coding, which I had no knowledge of before, so that was very educational.
Well, for my webpage, I decided to put a little animation at the beginning and even a game, and I found that there was quite a bit of difficulty to actually get my animations to run smoothly, my game to function as I wanted it to, and it was just a lot of debugging, and it took a lot of focused determination, but it was done.
I think the biggest challenge was just starting. Like, anytime you start something new, you just really don't know where to start, but then Nate referred me to Code Academy, which was really helpful, and that just got me started right away, and then I got ideas coming in about like a web page and everything, and I just started creating one of my own.
Probably not, but I would keep programming, keep learning, keep trying to make my websites better, make more websites, yeah.
I don't think I would do the ELO again, but programming, yes.
Would keep applying it and use it as a good foundation to learn more and keep working on some more websites, more projects that I want to do for myself instead of for a group like this.
I'm gonna definitely use these skills for like my own personal uses, like, I don't know, for example, creating like a web page for demo reels and stuff, like, that's gonna be good.
Well, I learned how to write in HTML and CSS.
H.
Oh, fine.
Okay,
Okay, restart. Wait. H. Right. Alright. I learned how to write in HTML and CSS, which was pretty good, I thought.
I learned how to use Python to write a video game, or not video game, just a game.
What I took away from this week was that writing websites are a lot more difficult than it appears to be. Although it may seem simplistic in design, it's far more difficult to do. It takes a lot of work, so don't take that for granted.
And I learned that Python's an awesome language to learn. If anyone doesn't have previous experience, Python is, I think, the best language to learn because of the simplicity and the syntax. Well, when I was making the game, one of the biggest challenges I faced was actually debugging the program. To program like a game, it might seem, like Kieran said, some of the things seem very simple from the user point of view, but when you actually program it, there's a lot of things that could go wrong, things like that you got careless with when you were programming it. So for me, the biggest challenge was to write code and like try to have the code work well in the first run.
I think the challenge mostly for me was motivating myself because it's the end of the year. I want to go on summer vacation now, but still in school. So the way I overcome it was just to keep pushing myself because there's an end goal to this all, presenting our website, which you guys are seeing right now. So I hope you enjoy it.
Next year, probably not. I would continue to like explore different languages, but I'm thinking next year I'll probably do something else, keep exploring, have fun with other different areas.
I wouldn't mind like learning some more. It's pretty good, so I might continue that in the future. But continuing like doing this ELO probably won't. Graduating next year, so by the time we do this, I'll be out of school. So I'll probably want to do something fun at the end of the year. So, but I had a good time doing this.
Right now, I'm just thinking not to really apply it just yet. I want to learn a couple more languages and really familiarize myself with the syntax of Python and how to like use it well before applying it. But I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. But the closest goal that something I'm gonna do with this language is actually just to make a game and then present it at the fair on Friday.
For me, what I'm going to do with it, probably just, as you've already seen my work on the website, so that's what I've done for this week. What I'll probably do in the future with it is just, there's a lot of real life application to it, so probably learn a couple more languages. It'll probably be helpful in maybe creating my own website to advertise myself or work for a company to create a website. So I think that'll be pretty good.
Let's discuss who's gonna go first.